is a buzz in Gainesville because women's gymnastics is in town at Exact Tech Arena. The fans are in the stands and they're a little wild. Gator Chomps are going, they're not wasting any time. The gymnasts are feeling the groove because they should be, because they are welcoming the Crimson Tide are in town. It's gonna be a good one. This is the SEC on ESPN. Welcome inside Exact Tech Arena. The number 8 Florida Gators welcoming the number 6 Alabama Crimson Tide in what should be a fantastic showdown. I am John Roethlisberger, and I'm joined by the legend, the Gator legend. At least she calls herself the legend. No, I call her the legend. Bridget Sloan. Bridget, great to be here. Alumni night as well, and what a way to celebrate Alumni night with one of the marquee matchups here in women's college gymnastics.
Absolutely. John, only 7 teams have won an NCAA championship, and 2 of those 7 are here tonight. Both teams rich with history. From the University of Alabama, they have Makari Doggett in her 5th season. She's a 2-time All-SEC first team, but one thing she does so well, she leads this team. Her energy is contagious. Joined with Luisa Blanco, another 5th-year back. The energy that they both bring, but it's the experience, and they do it every single weekend. And from the University of Florida, junior Leanne Wong, she's a 2022 and 2023 SEC Dean champion, but the international experience, she's going to be lights out. And joined another fellow junior, Sloan Blakely. She looks better than ever this season. I can't wait to see what they do tonight.
Definitely a star-studded affair, and a competition that feels like it's going to come down to the last landing. But the good news is we're not alone. We're joined by the 3rd member of our team, Taylor Davis. Taylor, you got more in Alabama.
Happy to be here, John. Alabama is coming off a 197-525 tie with Arkansas. And the athletes told me this week, from a competitor's standpoint, we weren't entirely sure what to do with that. They said, we don't feel like we proved enough. So head coach Ashley Johnston challenged them this week to take a more individualized approach and create their own training plan. There's a hunger with this Alabama team this week, John, and against Florida, they want to eliminate all doubt.
So rotation number 1, the home team is going to be starting on the vault, the Florida Gators. The visiting Alabama Crimson Tide will be starting on the uneven bars. Bridget, did you have a favorite place to start?
You know, I loved starting on vault, honestly. It really was the best because it went vault, bars, beam, floor, and you always want to end on floor, especially in front of your home crowd.
Florida Gators on the vault. Skylar Drasser will be the leadoff for them. A lot of youth in this Florida lineup.
Which is not necessarily unheard of, but it's something new. They're getting the experience. Jenny and her staff has so much trust in each of their athletes, and these freshmen, they are stepping up. They come in every single year, and it seems like they just get better and better with talent. I cannot wait to see what they do tonight.
And this is an event I think is a big event for Florida because they have an advantage on start value over Alabama. So important for them to get off to a hot start here.
Absolutely. Vault is kind of the make or break event these days. It used to be balance beam, but I think it still is balance beam. But you need to start from a 10-0 on vault to separate yourself. And Florida has a lot of 10-0 start values on this apparatus.
Skylar comes out of Parkettes Gymnastics, a legendary club up in Pennsylvania. Bill and Donna Strauss, owners of that gym, longtime coaches at that gym that have developed a lot of national team members, world-class athletes, and certainly brought a lot of athletes to the college scene as well.
Absolutely. And Skylar, she had a 9.775 last week on bars, but on vault, she really, tonight is about not being perfect. It's about doing her job. They focused on sticks all week in practice. When I talked to assistant coach Adrian Bouvet, he said, watch out tonight. We're going to be seeing some sticks, and I hope he's right.
You can see a couple other freshmen in that lineup. Anna Pilgrim and Danny Ferris, who anchors actually the rotation. Also in that lineup, Leanne Wong, the star that you had mentioned in particular at the top of the show. She will be in the 5th spot for the Florida Gators. You did elite gymnastics and collegiate gymnastics. Leanne Wong trying to do both at the same time. How hard do you think that is?
That is beyond impressive in my eyes. I don't know how she does it, but man, let me tell you, she does it well. She is absolutely outstanding in the NCAA competitions, and then when she goes international, she brings that flair, and I think it's so refreshing to see her having fun in that on that international stage. I mean, she does a great job.
Here we go. I was told the lineup change kind of threw the judges off there for a moment as they were getting the new lineup. But here we go. First vaulter.
This is a 10-0 start value. Slight step on the landing. Unfortunately, taking that step backwards, it's a blind landing. The judges notice that's a sign of under rotation. But again, we mentioned, John, you've got to have those 10-0 start values on ball. And Skylar doing just that. That was a Yurchenko 1.5. As a freshman, she just needs a couple more to see those sticks.
So over to the uneven bars with Alabama. This is Chloe LaCourcier. We've heard a lot of big things about her. Ironically, as you see her getting ready for bars, Bridget, she was shy, reserved when she came to Alabama, but clearly opening up a little bit.
NCAA gymnastics can do that to a person. It's so fun. You can't help but smile and laugh.
And she's so important in this leadoff spot for the Crimson Tide.
She has beautiful lines. Combination right back down to the low bar. Those feet glued together. Shakasha, that's called a Van Leeuwen. See a lot of those in NCAA gymnastics. And just the dismount here. Little go on that landing, a deeper squat. She wasn't quite ready for it. Saves it as well as she can. Takes the hop forward, but a really nice, solid start for Alabama on uneven bars.
A beautiful bar routine, but you mentioned the dismount landing short again and taking that hop. Could be 2/10 off on that landing, maybe a 9-8-ish start score for the Crimson Tide. Could have been quite a bit higher. Now another freshman, and they are excited about this athlete. Anya Pilgrim competed at the last World Championships as well. She's special.
And this is another 10-0 start value. Yurchenko 1.5. Just so light. I mean, incredibly done. I love the way she warms up. She just makes it look so easy. It's like a walk in the park for her.
She did. We watched her warm up, and she looked like she was just kind of casually jogging down the runway.
Great height, just the slightest hop on the landing. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for her.
She represented Barbados at the 23 World Championships and the Pan Am Games. So an elite pedigree, showing it off there, no doubt. Now Maddie Walladora, second gymnast to go for Alabama. Skylar Drosser, right, by the way, 9.825 in the leadoff spot for Florida involved. Still waiting for Chloe LaCourcier's score on the new card.
Maddie starts things off. Big release here.
Oh, you could see it right off the bar, Bridget.
Just let go too early. Could not get that extension back onto the bar. That is a 5/10 deduction. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you are going to see 6 athletes compete on each event. Only 5 scores will count. So right now, Alabama has to drop this score.
If they count a fall on the first rotation, it feels like a mountain. Given you're in Florida's backyard, not backyard, you're in their front yard. You can't give that up early, right?
No. No, and this uneven bars is a great event for Alabama. And you see, she's just going to start right over. Back, she's going to mount the bar and just start what you want to say, start clean, but unfortunately those judges will not forget that fall. Right here.
Very good.
And she was far on that one, but Go-Go Gadget arms worked.
She was reaching. Chloe LaCourcier score 9.825, so good start score. This one, however, will not be what Alabama wants.
Not what they want, indeed. You saw the look on her face. She knows that she can do better than that. But again, that is the routine they're going to have to drop. They can't afford another mistake on uneven bars. And this is a great angle. Just doesn't get her hands over the top of the bar. And you saw those feet go way too high. But this dismount, a beautiful double layout, just a shuffle of her feet. But again, not wanting to count that fall.
Unfortunate for the Crimson Tide. They have 4 gymnasts yet to go. Anya Pilgrim on vault, 9.925. This is Ellie Ozari.
Ellie, another Yurchenko 1.5.
Oh.
She looked really hesitant in warm-up, just wasn't getting the block off the ball. It is a very difficult ball. It's a blind landing, but again, you don't want to see these athletes fall. This is the vault that Florida's going to have to drop.
You could see it right off the table, just didn't have the same block that you saw from Anya Pilgrim, for example, and you knew she was in trouble right away. So both teams now right out of the gate with big mistakes. Puts the pressure on the rest of the lineup.
Absolutely, and this is where every head coach looks at their team, looks at that depth, and they just have to start clean. Now, Natalia needs to get this team back on track. That is her job right now. She's got to get this group back on track for sure.
Natalia Pollock, next to go for Alabama. Big routine here.
Nice up to the high bar. Beautiful bail. Such a calm bar swinger. A little short on that pass handstand. Judges are looking for deductions and a double layout. Fights and gets the stuck landing. Again, getting this bar lineup back on track.
I think it's important you mention the handstands. People need to understand the handstand look perfect, but short of the handstand. Talk about how the judges, what they look for and where the deductions come from.
These judges, they're not necessarily your friends sometimes. They're looking for those deductions, and handstands are really where the deductions come, and unfortunately she was short there.
Gotta be right in the vertical or very close to it as we see Victoria win now. Following Ellie Mazzari's 9.15. By the way, the first vault Ellie has done since she tore her Achilles, so a big comeback moment for her. Unfortunately, didn't go through for that.
Wow!
That went great.
Outstanding job for Victoria. Such a beautiful ball worker. Watching her in warm-up, she gets that block. I think she looks better than she's ever looked on vault. And that right there just goes to show the hard work that she's been putting in the gym. Excellent form throughout. Sees that landing. Outstanding.
And how big, after a fall from your teammate, you've been in that situation. The pressure, people need to understand the pressure just gets a little tighter around the collar, right?
Oh, yeah. The pressure definitely sinks in, but when you have that maturity, you don't let that pressure get to you because every routine is an opportunity to outperform yourself from last week and perform even better.
Cameron Machado, the senior from Westchester, PA, will be the next one to go. 9-9 plus in every meet so far this season, and they are going to need a big one. We've got some cheers in the background, and it is because Victoria Wynn just was perfect. 10-0, Bridget.
Wow. She got a 10 from one judge.
9.95.
That's what the booing is coming from.
They showed the 9.95 seconds. Smart move by the in-house scorekeepers. But I thought I saw her heels slide a little, and I'm thinking, man, I don't know. And one judge saw the same thing we did.
If you're going to be nitpicky, which judges tend to be, there was the
it's their job. They're supposed to be.
It was the tiniest shuffle, but what a confidence boost for Victoria going into the rest of the season, knowing that she got a perfect 10 from one judge. If you can get a perfect 10 from one, you can get one from both.
That is not a menu. They're not ordering takeout. That is a score sheet at the judges' table. Now, this is a big routine now for Cameron Machado. They're waiting for Natalia Pollock's score. And again, Alabama in a similar situation as Florida on vault. They have a mistake. Bridget already said you can drop it, but the pressure is on. It's a 9.35 that they're trying to drop. Maddie Wallagura's score. Here's Cam Machado.
Cameron, a senior, she's got the experience. Back down to the low bar, nice so far, very smooth and an elegant bar swinger. She's gonna go back up to the high bar. That Van Leeuwen, great height. Dismount double tuck. And a tiny hop on the landing, but right now, Alabama doesn't need to focus on being perfect. They just need to focus on a hit, and Cameron did just that.
We'll talk about that because after a mistake, you try to be just a little safer. Maybe don't cast quite the handstand. Maybe don't worry about sticking, just land on your feet.
I always thought, just do my normal. You put yourself in pressure situations in practice, hoping that you don't have to hit those pressure situations in the competition, but when it happens, just be normal.
Easy for you to say, Bridget. You weren't normal. There was nothing normal about you. You were exceptional. Leanne Wong now in the 5 spot for the Florida Gators. Again, following Victoria Wynn's 9.975. This vault, very unique vault, capable of going perfect 10 as well.
Absolutely. This is the only vault that is not a year 2 4.5 in this Florida lineup. And last week, she had a little shuffle on the landing, and you saw her soak into that landing, holding it as well as she can. The tiniest hop. That's going to be a big score for Florida, and they need it.
Just that tiny little slide of the feet. Now Victoria Wynn got a 9.975 with a similar slide. We'll see what the judges do.
Great block. I love that she spots the landing. You saw her bend those knees, absorbs that landing. She's got that international experience. I mean, Leanne is incredible.
Makari Doggett, now the senior. She's gotten a 10 on this event. I tell you what, the Crimson Tide, they need one right now.
Huge combination for Makari. One of the best Takaches in NCAA.
Natalia Pollock, a 9.825. Cam Machado, the last gymnast to go, a 9.875. Watch this double layout, it floats.
Oh, a stick. That is a period at the end of that bar routine. Absolutely exceptional in her 5th season.
I'm going with exclamation point. I'm going right
I like it.
Yeah, the period with a line above it.
I like it. I like it. I mean, wow.
That was fantastic. Again, building on a 9.875 from Cameron Machado. That routine clearly better, Bridget. You gotta think it's gonna be in the 9.9s. 9.95 for Leanne Wong, and now a freshman to anchor the vault rotation for Florida, Danny Ferris. You see Jenny Rowland, I think, telling her to calm down in the background, relax.
John, she's a freshman, but watch this vault. Yurchenko 1.5.
Oh!
I think that jinxed her in warm-up. She over-rotated that ball every time. Just tried a little too hard. You saw those walk backwards. That is clearly indicating the judge, I'm under-rotating. Not what Florida needed in this vault rotation. But as a freshman, she's got plenty more meets to come. I really hope she can put this one aside because you got to move on to the next event.
So is she trying too hard to stay? Looks like she kind of pulled the parachute, for lack of a better way to put it.
She opened up a little bit early, just didn't quite get that rotation she wanted.
One of the best all-arounders in the entire country now. She's won the SEC all-around title. Numerous time All-American. Luisa Blanco, the senior, following Makari Doggett's 9.925. Big moment for Alabama right here.
Stunning execution for lines. And the dismount. Slide hop. The biggest deduction in that routine was the hop on the landing. Her form is just exceptional.
You see a good routine, you're like, wow, that's really kind of perfect. But then you see a gymnast like Luisa go up, and you mentioned the execution, it's kind of at another level.
100%, and that comes with experience. She knows how to compete. No matter who went ahead of her, she knows how to compete, and she knows her talent is worth every single penny.
Danny Ferris, a 9.6 for that vault in the anchor spot for the Florida Gators. They were in position there with the 9.9 plus to put up a huge vault score and get some distance in front of the Crimson Tide after one, but the opportunity slipped away. Still waiting for Luisa Blanco's score. So waiting for that score. It's going to be razor thin. Thoughts on what the judges do? 9.925 from Makari Doggett right before Luisa. About the same, maybe go down.
My gut says the exact same, 9.925, maybe even a 9.95, depending on what they saw from my angle. The form and the execution that she does is just, it's amazing.
It's at 9.925, so the same score for Luisa Blanco. We have got exactly what we told you we would have. A great meet after one. When we come back, it is Gator Alumni Night here in Gainesville. Look at the stars. We've got one of the best. We're going to talk to her when we come back.